Hi, this is the IELTS speaking exam. My name is Ang. I'm going to be your examiner today. Can I have your full name, please?
Hello. Well, my full name is Trần Linh. You can just call me Linh.
Thank you. In the first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Are you working or are you a student?
Oh, I'm currently a student, university student, but I also have a part-time job.
What do you like about your study?
Well, right now I'm studying English, so I think it's quite fascinating to learn about the English-speaking countries, like their cultures, cuisine, and people, right? I know more about the history, how the languages evolve. It's a little bit tricky, but yeah, I think it's still quite interesting.
Thank you. Let's talk about thank you. Have you ever sent a thank you card to others?
At the moment or right now, of course not. But I remember in the past, as a child, I used to write thank you notes to my parents, right, to my mother, whenever she take me to the supermarkets or when we after a hangout, or to my teachers on Teachers' Day. But right now, pretty rarely, I just send them some messages like stickers or audio messages.
Thank you. Do people in your country often say thank you?
Yes and no. I think adults tend to teach children to say thank you, and kind of like train them from an early age. But to be honest, I don't see many adults or older people say thank you pretty often. Maybe they acknowledge that, but they don't say it out loud. They show it through actions.
On what occasions do you say thank you?
Yes, so like I've mentioned, I say thank you verbally when I receive a nice gesture from other people, or some special occasions like Mother's Days or Teachers' Days or even Friends' Days. I will say thank you and show some actions like buy them presents and
Thank you. Yeah. Why do people need to say thank you?
I think it's a good gesture to show our appreciation, our respect towards each other, and also show a little bit of humanity, right? So as humans, we should be thankful and respect. And saying it daily kind of like creates a habit.
Thank you. In the next part of the test, you are going to talk on your own about a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. I will give you a topic and you can make some notes if you wish. Describe a quiet place you like to go to. You can make some notes if you wish. I'll let you know when your 1 minute is... That was 1 minute. Now, please start talking and don't worry if I stop you.
Okay, so a quiet place that I like to go, I immediately think of the beach. The nearest beach of where I'm living is about 200 kilometers. So I don't go there quite often, maybe 1 to 2 times a year. My dad took me there once when I was a kid. And it was not during summer, but during winter. Right, so it's a strange thing for me to go to the beach in the winter, but I feel amazingly calm when I was there. So that is why whenever I am stressed or busy or like have some crazy strings in my head, I would go to the beach by bus or by taxi. Right, so at the beach, I would bring some books along and I would read books at the beach. I love it when there's no one there, so completely silence and quiet. Or maybe I just sit there for like a few hours and kind of like think of my past life and what I'm going to do in the future, like recharge my soul and calm myself down. That even though it's quite difficult now, but everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. Yeah. So it's just a meaningful time.
When was the last time you went there?
The last time, I think last summer, yeah. But not to recharge myself, but to as a holiday.
Now, I'm going to ask you some questions related to the topic. Are there any other quiet places?
Like to general places or to define a quiet places, we would say that a place with no noise, no distraction. So there are many places that I can think of, like even your own bedroom, your own house, the park, the lake. Yeah, so somewhere it's not too crowded is considered quiet.
Thank you. Why do people like to spend time in quiet places?
Well, this definitely depends on the people, right? They just need a quiet place to calm themselves down, like recharge themselves. They don't want any distractions or any noises because they can feel uncomfortable. Yeah. But some other people, they don't enjoy quiet places that much. They prefer crowded people where they can be surrounded by people. Yeah.
Is it hard to find quiet places in cities?
In cities, I think, yeah, it can be a little bit difficult because the city is always full with people. Even in alleys, there can still be many people, like neighborhoods. So I think it's best to, spend your time in your own bedroom, yeah, your own house.
Why do old people prefer to live in quiet places?
So yeah, as I have mentioned, they don't want to be distracted or annoyed by noises. Not only noises from people, but also, like say, noise from construction site. It can be quite stressful. And I also think that it creates like a safe space.
Thank you. Why are there more noises made at home now than in the past?
I think the technology development. So right now there are many devices and equipments even installed in the house, right? So they use that devices, like let's say, when you're making milkshake and stuff, yeah, it can create a lot of noises, yeah. And the washing machines, right, the vacuum cleaners. So those kind of like technology-based devices create noises, and we can get used to that, but it's still noises, right?
Thank you. That is the end of the test.
Thank you.
So Linh, I think your performance was a strong 7. And now I'm going to break it down. First of all, in terms of fluency and coherence, I can see that your strength is your ability to keep going and produce long term without noticeable efforts, and it shows a lot in part 2. With part 1 and with both part 1 and part 3, you can expand your ideas. However, when it comes to part 3, I would expect more organized, well-organized answers, and maybe a more specific example taken from real-life context. For example, if you were to talk about old people prefer to live in quiet places, you might mention if I were taking this question, I might use an example of wealthy couples tend to buy mansions in a suburban areas. Well, that's a common trend in my country right now, you may find it in Vinhome Riverside, which is like far off the city center, something like that. So I am not saying that you must have it in all the answers, but just have it once in a while to show that not just the main ideas, but like your supporting ideas and the examples are relevant. And let's move on to lexical resource. I think it is a strong 7, and it could be an 8. So I would say that most of the use of vocabulary are appropriate, however, it's not consistent. Yeah, so that's something that you can touch on. And about grammar, grammatical range and accuracy, you did notice the differences in tenses when it comes to giving answer. However, it is not consistent. Again, consistency would bring you a higher band score because you do at times pronounce the ed in the verb. However, sometimes when you're trying to gather ideas, you might have forgotten. And yeah, and I would suggest adding not just the tense, like the verb tense, the verb form, but also the time expressions. This is also an element of grammar tenses. Like when you were referring to the past, you can add more phrases like back then, at the time, or yeah, or here you use used to. So that is a good one, yeah. And finally, with pronunciation, so I would say that it could be an 8. However, it is a 7, and here's why. So you are intelligible, meaning that I can understand everything you said, but have more weight in your answer. What I mean is stress and not just. I think you are aware of sentence stress, but I call this zooming, like the words that convey the key information of the sentence. Like when you talk about the occasion, you stress it. You put more stress in that word. Yeah. So, and this is also something that you can do to show the good vocab that you use. Zoom it out. Yes, so that's pretty. And yeah, again, another element that relates to pronunciation is the the ed pronunciation, and maybe some schwa, like used to, not used to, used to, or something like that. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, thank you.